Hey everybody, it's Garm here, coming to you on a Thursday evening with Rocky. Yeah, it's been about a week or so since the last video. Been well, kind of a week of ups and downs, but you know, that's how it goes for all of us. Yeah, I have a few record show day finds here. Could take, I don't know, 3 or 4 installments to show these in their entirety. So I'll see what I could do. Yeah, I had 5 minutes basically to find everything. Got off work that evening, and the local record shop that I've been going to for many years, right off the highway, pretty much maybe a mile off the highway. I thought they were going to be open later, but no, they only had 5 minutes, so I had to get in there and see what I wanted, and that was it. So you're right into it. Alvin Berg, Concerto for Violin and Orchestra, and Chamber Music for Piano, Violin, and 13 Winds. I'd heard a little bit of his music back in the 90s, mid-90s, you know, during like the college days. I was getting into contemporary classical in general, along with Schoenberg and what else was it? Anton Webern. The serial school, or the 12-tone school of composition. He's considered one of the more accessible of these composers, and it's still a challenging listen overall. The second side, the concerto, is a lot easier. A lot of it's rather dissonant and even chaotic sounding at times. I think I enjoyed it more back then, but you know, in the right frame of mind, it still holds up pretty well. Yeah, it was nice. Everything I found here was $5, so it was a good evening. Now this next one here, I wasn't even aware of. Never heard of these composers. Joseph Tal, Shape, and Michael Boralski, Cries and Whispers, on Grenadilla label. Kind of along similar lines. Rather dissonant, at times chaotic. Interesting instrumentation. Lots of winds, brass, woodwinds, brass, and percussion, and also tape, electronic tape. There's the composers there. And, similar to the previous record, the second side is a little more, I wouldn't call it accessible really, it's say sort of like demented cartoon music. It has like marimbas being played in their highest register, and just a lot of things going on at once. You can see the instrumentation there inside. So yeah, just imagine all those instruments kind of going at it. At times it almost sounds like improvised music, like free improv. There's certain passages, just the way it kind of follows each other. But it was interesting for something I'd never heard of before, and this particular shop is a pretty nice 20th century section of modern classical music. So that was pretty nice, which I haven't got into in a while. And finally, I got a CD too. Sheila ShangriQuiet. So originally came out in '84, and this is a 2000 reissue. And yeah, the just self-titled. The album titles, 4 titles, and yeah, very beautiful, ethereal, kind of a east-west fusion. Very subtle electronics on it. There's tambura, and she plays several instruments on it. It's really her voice though that stands out. Very beautiful voice. I know I have one other album by her from years ago. Yeah, there's piano, synthesizer, gongs, a dilruba, tambura, sitar, and it's on the Real World label. So yeah, it was quite nice. So yeah, that's the extent of that was my 5-minute speed shopping for record store day. I know I've watched a few videos so far of others' record store day finds, and I know there's kind of differing opinions, like the pros and cons of record store day. For me, it's really kind of a nostalgic thing, because I remember years ago when I first started, checking out the record shops on weekends, especially. They're always packed. You always found nice crowds in there. And even during the week at a certain time, you know, there'd be more than a few people in there. And nowadays, at least in this area, even with the vinyl resurgence, there's just not that many people in there as much, you know, as there used to be. Just maybe pockets here and there. So that's like one day where you just see a nice. It just kind of brings me back to the way it once was. So for me, that's the main reason. Not really, you know, looking for the specific releases that come out. Then I just go just to kind of be part of that old, you know, that old feeling. And so yeah, that's what I found. And yeah, this is in the background of what's playing right now. Richard Lanehart, These Last Days from 1987. Yeah, Gary, Cosmic Pickle just did a video. I don't want to give it away for those who haven't seen it, but basically talking about a very unusual concert experience he had a few years ago. And this is one of the artists he got to see and experience live. This is on Periodic Music. I've had this for about, maybe 9 or 10 years. I got it from a local CD shop in the area, which has been open for like 30 years. It's all CDs, and I've discovered so much music through that shop over the years, and this is one of them. I have 2 others on this label, which might be the only other ones on the label. It didn't last very long, but yeah, you could hear very kind of sequencer-based electronic, and not quite sure what he was playing in the concert that Gary showed. You know, if it was like this, but yeah. So mainly wanted to show this, you know, for Gary and if for anyone else who's interested. There's a little bit of surface noise on there at times, which I don't know if that was. I'm hoping it's just on this one. Maybe I could find another copy sometime, but yeah, that's not a very well-known artist, unfortunately, but in fact he had passed away just a few years ago, which you know, Gary had also pointed out. But yeah, left behind a nice legacy in music. So yeah, that'll do it for now. Just wanted to come on with these real quick, and you know, hope you're all doing well, and I'll be back, you know, should be back pretty soon. Not quite sure what I'll be doing next, but well, until next time, peace, love, and joy.